Welcome to the 2-Minute Advantage. I'm Nick Deziel, along with my good friend Kevin McShan, and we're going to talk a little bit of Tigers today. They had a big showdown on the weekend with the Tribe and got away with a sweep for the first time in a long time. Kevin, what'd you think of this weekend?
Good to see you, Nick. It's always great to talk some Tigers baseball, and they finally found a pulse this weekend, taking three pivotal games from the Cleveland Indians and reestablishing their position atop the American League Central.
JD Martinez is a big name everybody's talking about. Torrey Hunter being hurt, him getting a lot more at-bats and more playing time. He seems to be good in the field defensively, and he's swinging a hot bat right now. What do you think? Do you think he might be a long-term solution?
Well, certainly the Tigers have certainly had their offensive struggles recently, and they sort of stumbled across J.D. Martinez. Houston Astros cast off, and certainly Torrey Hunter getting hurt may be the best thing that may have happened to the Tigers, because J.D. Martinez certainly lengthens the lineup and gives the Tigers the much-needed offensive punch after the big boys are done hitting in the lineup, and provides them with further protection.
Now, the pitching staff seem to kind of turn the corner now with Verlander and Scherzer and Porcello all having good outings against the Tribe, especially Verlander. Started to feel that pressure, getting paid a lot of money to be the ace and was not performing. What did you think of his start, and you think he can carry this over into the next couple starts?
7 strong innings, first quality start he's had in over a month, and certainly getting that ERA down is certainly something that the Tigers will want to do. Both Brad Ausmus and pitching coach Jeff Jones have worked extensively with him with their tweaking of his mechanics, and they certainly seem to think they've found something. And his start against the Indians this weekend was certainly an encouraging sign, and the same can be said for Max Scherzer, him as well. First quality start that he's had in over a month. So as the Tigers continue to win games, their pitching staff will have to play, of course, a pivotal role in stabilizing the team as they continue down the track of trying to win their third consecutive divisional title.
Now, I have read some reports with Verlander. They think it might have been stemming from his core surgery. That would have been a change in mechanics. They're not confirming that, but they think it might be tied to it. So it is encouraging to see him do well, because especially after a pitcher has a surgery like that, you can start to see a decline, especially in Verlander's age. Now let's move to the bullpen and let's go to Joe Nathan, because he has not looked well at all, and they did pay him a lot of money to produce.
Well, as you looked at Saturday's outing, he had the Cleveland Indians down to their final strikes 3 separate times and couldn't shut the door. His ERA is over 7. He's shown nothing on a consistent basis. I know the 2 starts before that, or the 2 appearances before that, they were clean, but certainly when you look at his advanced age, he is now over 40 years old, and you look at the struggles he's already blown more saves than he did all of last year, and certainly it's something that the Tigers have to look at, and thankfully, based off Miguel Cabrera's heroics in the 10th on Saturday, they were able to pull that game out, but certainly Nathan's struggles continue to be a major concern for the club.
Now, they did pick up another arm in Hanrahan from the Boston Red Sox. He did go through Tommy John surgery, and he is scheduled to start facing some live hitters during bullpen sessions in the next couple weeks. Now, could that be an arm to the bullpen that could be an addition that as a closer or as a setup man? And they also are looking for bullpen help. There has been reports about them looking for bullpen help. during the trade deadline. So can he be the addition that people are looking for without even making a trade?
Any additions that you can make on a positive basis in-house means that you can keep your resources. Both Hammerhand and Andy Dirks are making significant strides towards getting back in the lineup, and certainly the Tigers need all the help they can get in the bullpen based off the numbers this year. As you saw in yesterday's game, they used two rookie columns to close out the blowout in Cleveland. But certainly, if the Tigers are going to win those 2-1 or 3-2 games, the bullpen will have to play a major role in making sure that they have a course of winning that they can establish and maintain throughout the rest of the season.
Two more points we want to hit on. First, Victor Martinez is still rolling. That power seems to not have gone away yet after 70 games. Can he sustain this? He has 18 home runs now. 19 home runs now, sorry. And can he continue to do this down the stretch? And do you expect him to taper off like he usually does?
Well, baseball is a humbling game, and usually you come back to earth to what you usually are. And for the Tigers, thankfully, Victor Martinez is doing what he usually does. Certainly, the power numbers are a pleasant surprise, and they're going to need that to continue in order for their offense to continue to run as smoothly as it can. And certainly the Tigers have two major free agents this year. Both Victor Martinez and Max Scherzer are both free agents this year, and both will have to play a pivotal role for the Tigers if they plan to reach their fullest potential for this coming season.
Last point before we head on out, Brad Ausmus has had a rough week.
Yes.
With some of the comments that he made. I really don't want to delve into it too much. I think it has been kind of swept under the rug now. He did make his apologies. The team is playing better, which I think helps that situation. I think Ausmus, as a rookie coach, learned a lesson there, especially in a big sports town of Detroit. Regardless of what MLB team you're coaching, he needs to choose his words more wisely, even though I think it was a joke, and he did apologize numerous times right afterwards. So I wouldn't put his feet to the fire, suspend him, or fire him, as some people were saying, out of control after everything happened. I think he understands it. I think the Tigers are moving forward now, especially since they've won the last couple of games, and the pressure seems to be kind of turned down a little bit now.
Winning's a great elixir, isn't it? When you win, nobody cares.
Usually that fixes everything.
But when you lose, everything gets magnified, and certainly the Tigers are coming off a stretch of a 9-20 stretch, and certainly winning all three games in Cleveland leaves them with a better feeling than they started the weekend with. As far as Brad Ausmus goes, when you look at what he's done, he's in the media anyway. That was a mistake, and certainly I think Brad would tell you it was a poor choice of words, and certainly during his first season of being a manager in the majors, he has to watch his tongue because everything he says gets magnified because of the position he holds. So all in all, I do think Brad is remorseful for what he said. I do think it was a poor choice of words, and I do think now the Tigers can move forward. And as long as they keep winning, looking forward, they've got an interesting series against Texas, and then 3 games they should win against Houston. So as long as the Tigers continue the winning train and the momentum that they seem to gain from their weekend series with Cleveland, I think the Brad Ausmus situation will be swept under the rug.
Okay, so thanks for listening. I'm Nick Deziel, along with Kevin McShan. Check out tomorrow's 2OMA podcast, as we have Darren DiCarlo and Kyle Simpkins join us on our weekly podcast, and we will also touch on the Tigers, Blue Jays, World Cup action. So stay tuned for tomorrow, and thanks for listening.